I gotta turn my light on. What am I doing? What am I doing, folks? Yeah. Now we're talking. Now it looks like a radio show called Late Night with Midwestern Marx. Where's my controller? So for those of you who thought the gaming stream would never return, you were wrong. I don't even remember where we are in this game, folks. I don't even remember where we are. Oh, that's right. This stupid puzzle. I couldn't figure out how to do this last time. Now I remember. What's up, Michael? Holy shit, it's back. Yep. Took a 5-month break. I've been so busy with wrestling. So busy. But today I wasn't busy, and I was going to play video games. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just do a gaming stream, shall we? Yeah, I wasn't busy, and I was going to... Okay, but I'm going to have to look up how to do this because I do not get it. How's everybody doing? I started reading Capital Volume 3 again today. But then I got my new book, The Second Sickness, which is an analysis of capitalist healthcare. So I'll probably read that next. Capital is just... it just takes so long to get through one chapter. I mean, it's not that long. It's not like when I first started reading Capital and every sentence was taking me forever because I just didn't understand the points Marx was making or how to go about reading it. So I'm reading it faster now than I once was, but it's still, slow going. And I thought Finkelstein's Gaza book was dense, but what does Midwestern mean for us non-Americans? Good question. It's the area of the United States that includes like Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, probably Michigan, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. There might be a couple more states you could add in there, but it's a largely agricultural area. It's an area that had a lot of industrial jobs, especially Ohio and Pennsylvania, that were outsourced to other countries where the U.S. has been active in destabilizing their governments and making sure that they have access to not only cheap labor and cheap resources, but then free trade routes, right? So they've what Bill Clinton did was remove a lot of protectionist tariffs, which were designed to keep jobs in America. And he just allowed corporations to ship goods back to America essentially for free with no taxes. So that allowed them to outsource a lot of these manufacturing jobs in the American Midwest to countries in the global South. And, that's why one of the things our project tries to do is tie economic degradation among the working class here in America to American imperialism, because the two things are so deeply intertwined. Okay, I got to figure out how to do this. Oh, I almost dropped my iPad. I just don't get this puzzle at all, folks. All right, so the first thing I got to do is this. Then this. Then this. Then this. Then this. Oh, we did it. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, for sure. Isn't there also a Midwest in like the UK? But it's a totally different part. Or it's not the same thing, obviously, as the Midwest in the US. I don't know. But yeah, that's where Midwest, and that's where Carlos and that's where I was born and raised. Carlos is from a different part of the country, but that is where we met when we both went to college in the American Midwest in Iowa. So let's see, what do I do? Push in the first one. Come on, work. Oh. I have other games that I want to play at this point, but I'm like, I can't just start playing another game after 5 months. Like, we got to finish what we started here with Final Fantasy. Minnesota on top, though. I do like Minnesota. Minnesota is one of my favorite states in the Midwest, if I'm being completely honest with you. I have a lot of cousins in Minnesota. Really good friend in Minnesota. It's a good place. There's a good spot that I train at in Minnesota quite a bit. All right, let's see. What do I do first? I need to go up here. What the heck is all this? I feel like I'm playing Tetris. I'm from Sweden, so no idea about the UK. Gotcha. Is there a Midwest in Sweden? All right, what do I do here? First, I go here. And I go here. Then here. Yes, I'm literally following a walkthrough because you guys don't want to watch me do these puzzles all day. Yeah, I'm going to make no excuses for myself. I know about Marxism. I know about geopolitics. I don't know about video game puzzles. It's just not my strong suit. It never has been. This is what they make walkthroughs for. You know what I'm saying? This is what people who are bigger nerds than me make walkthroughs for. All right, I got to go here first. Then, wait, where do I go next? Let's see here. I go there, and I go here. And then I go up here, doink. Then I go over and to the left. What next? This has got to be riveting to watch. I'm sorry. I promise I'll start talking about politics soon. I just got to get past this stupid puzzle. This is why I haven't played this game in 5 months. Because we were stuck on this stupid puzzle and I was dreading doing it. But, you know, we're just going to get after it right now. Get this out of the way. All right, down here. What next? The bottom. Not that. What if I accidentally hit one and mess up? I'm going to be furious. I'm going to be so mad. All right, it looks like we got it. But yeah, I finished Finkelstein's Gaza book recently. It was fantastic. Oh, what do I do now? Now I go out to the right. Over here. Tell me what to do, walkthrough man. And I wrote like a letter to Finkelstein on my Twitter, basically explaining, because he ends the book by saying, you know, I'm glad I chronicled everything that happened to the people of Gaza. I just hope that one day he doesn't have much hope, right, that the situation's going to get better. And he says, I hope that one day people want to, or people will care about the plight of Gazan Palestinians, and, you know, they can use my book as a resource. So I wrote like an open letter just being like, you know, I got 1.4 million views, 1.8 million views now on a TikTok sharing your scholarship, right? And where more and more people are turning their eyes to Palestine and seeing what the Zionists are doing, all backed by U.S. imperialism, which is really capitalist imperialism. So yeah, people are no longer turning a blind eye to Gaza completely. So would you ever consider moving out of the U.S.? I've seen people on TikTok talking about it a lot. Yeah, I guess only if I was being like hunted by the government. I feel a duty being born in the belly of the beast in the empire to try and struggle for socialism here in the U.S. because Imagine how positive a thing that would be for the entire world if there was no more CIA or US military or NED or USAID, or all the different arms of US imperialism. Imagine if those were no longer trying to destroy struggles for socialism and people's movements around the world and revolutionary movements around the world. Just think about how positive that would be for humanity and for the global struggle for socialism. So I feel a duty being born in the US being my country, to not only to stop the US empire, but also to help the American workers, right? Because they're exploited too. And they're, you know, um, the vast majority of the people I love and care about and I'm friends with are here in the United States. And I don't just want to abandon them and abandon their children, right? Because even if, um, you know, we could be leaving our kids a world that's completely uninhabitable if we allow capitalism to keep doing its thing. So um, I feel a duty to the workers of my own country, and I feel a duty to the international working class, to try and struggle for socialism here in the United States. So, any thoughts on the KPD? What's that? The koala panda dynasty? The cool Palestinian dance? The kind Palestinian dude? The killer Palestinian duck? I'm running out of things that KPD could possibly mean. I need you to tell me. What's next, computer? All right, next we go. How would anybody figure this out without a walkthrough is what I don't understand. Like, this game has some of the most difficult puzzles ever in any game, I feel like. Maybe hardcore gamers are laughing at me right now. Like, that's stupid. Those puzzles are easy. I don't know. They're hard. I feel like as games have evolved and gone along, the developers have started making puzzles easier because they want people to be able to finish the game and not get frustrated and quit and give up. But back in the day, there was like no explanation for a lot of these puzzles. You just like had to figure out some stuff that would take you hours to figure out if you didn't have a walkthrough. And like especially games that existed before the internet, sometimes I'm like, how is anyone playing these? Like, the stuff you have to do to get past a certain level is so obscure and hard to find. And people didn't have internet walkthroughs. They just had Nintendo Power magazines. That's 100% true. I think it is. Like, when I played Hogwarts Legacy recently, it is absurdly easy. The Star Wars game I'm playing now is harder, but still. The Communist Party of Deutschland. I don't know much about it at all, to be honest with you. I wish I could tell you more. Obviously, it's a good question. I wish I knew more about communist parties everywhere. But you know who would probably know? Danny. If Danny was here with me, gaming. Noah might know too. Riggins might know. I'll have to bring Danny on the next gaming stream so he can answer all the hard questions while I just finish puzzles. Doo-doo-doo. All right, we almost figured out this stupid, confusing game of Tetris. Did you guys see someone beat Tetris the other day for the first time in history? I'm like, how is that possible? Tetris has been around forever. I've played a lot of Tetris in my life. Like, how is someone just now beat it? Wasn't Tetris developed in the Soviet Union? What a cool game. Of course the communists made Tetris. It's like the coolest game there is. Tetris is still a fun game to this day. It's one of those games that has been fun for like 50 years. And now you can play it on your phone. And that's even cooler. All right, what next? Oh. Okay, I'm supposed to take this sphere. Give me the sphere. And now I'm going to put that sphere up in here. Okay. On the left side. Insert sphere. Okay. That goes in. Now, next thing I do, grab sphere number 2. The B-side sphere. Now I put this in on this side. Okay. No worries, brother. Did you ever read the Jakarta method? I actually haven't read the Jakarta method. I know what it's about. I know about the event that happened, but that's on my list of things to read because it's like I don't know how long ago Vincent Bevins wrote that. He's still like not super old. But that book's almost become like a classic, you know? What did I just do here? What did I do? Save here. What just happened? Did we beat the puzzle? Please, God, tell me we're done with this puzzle. Please, Stalin. But yeah, I've heard the Jakarta method is really great. It's like the death toll in Indonesia. Well, like during the period of time that the Jakarta method is written about in the U.S. killing campaigns, for lack of a better word, the death tolls are insane, like millions of people. And people wonder why communism hasn't won out yet globally. Like, think of the amount of repression that's happened and the generations of communists who have been slaughtered by the ruling class, and what that does to a political movement when all the main people espousing communism are getting murdered and tortured. It's no wonder that and then that means they're not raising their kids to be communists because they're dead, and the people who are still alive, the people who aren't killed, are the reactionaries, and they may be raising their kids to be reactionaries. So when the capitalists have been slaughtering the communists for the last 100 years, literally millions of them at a time, yeah, it's no wonder the communists haven't been able to take political power. And of course, they target, like in Palestine, the Israelis target like Ghassan Kanafani, this Palestinian who was an amazing writer and theorist and super inspirational and was amazing at humanizing the Palestinians with the international working class or with other countries. And breaking down the Zionist propaganda. So yeah, the Mossad killed him with a car bomb. Of course they did. If you're trying to protect Israeli imperialist interests, why would you let that guy be alive? But then that devastated the struggle in Palestine. It devastated the struggle for socialism there, which is first and foremost a struggle for national liberation and self-determination, because you can't have socialism without that, and the people of Palestine do not have that. But oh shoot, I don't even know. I'm using a controller now, so I don't even know what buttons are what. Whoops. It hasn't won globally because they kill us. Exactly. Right. Exactly what I'm saying. Why is this thing so insane? What the heck? How am I supposed to beat this? This thing's ridiculous. Let's try again. What is this thing weak to? Where am I right now? Okay, let me see here. Before this fight, give Titus armor that protects against Berserk. Oh, I see. So I can move where my characters are at. Orin and Una behind the boss. Okay. I have an idea of how we can win. I have an idea. We'll defeat him with communism. So first thing, we've got to do this. Get everyone going nice and fast. Oops, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. All right, let's get Orin in here. And move him behind. Now let's get Una in here. And move her behind. Now let's do slice and dice. Going back to what I was saying about like the Jakarta method in Indonesia. Think about the Korean War too. 20% of the Korean population killed, right? 20%. The Operation Condor in Latin America, where all of these dictators were installed. All of these right-wing military governments were installed, and they were trained up in how to torture people by the U.S. And they were given kill lists of known communists and known leftist, progressive, socialist, social leaders in these countries so that they could kill and torture them. I mean, the U.S. literally tried to torture the socialism out of Latin America, and it still hasn't worked. Right? We still see this pink wave in Latin America where socialists are winning more and more elections and are really regaining a foothold and are regaining an influence in the country. That's after Operation Condor. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Shoot. That's after the U.S. tried to kill and torture everybody with a socialistic ideology in the entire country. So, I mean, socialism has been incredibly successful, considering the amount of repression that it's faced, both in, raising people's living standards and just in coming to power, in actually, or Marxist Leninists especially have been successful in actually waging successful revolutions, despite suppression at every turn. So, yeah, it's something to keep in mind. It's something to keep in mind. You gotta look at things in a macro scale. I'm not sure if I should do this or I should cast Protect. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I can do both. I'm going to protect Stalin, see if that does anything. Oh, there you go, Oren. Ouch. Oh, so if I get hit with Berserk, that means I can only attack. That's not good. I'm going to need to get an item that, like, stops that from doing that. Otherwise, I will die. I mean, it's okay if Oren just attacks, but... Why can't I summon either? That's a bummer and a half. Imagine if I could summon my beasts. I better move, huh? Who should I cure? Oren? Yeah, we're going to cure Oren. He's doing the most damage right now. We'll just keep healing Joseph Stalin, because that's what he would do for us. Uh-oh. That's not good. It's not good at all. Uh-oh. No, we died again. This is hard. Eddie, have you guys ever thought about streaming a game of Monopoly to explain property ownership under socialism? How would that work? Okay, I have a new strategy here. Monopoly is meant to be a critique of capitalism, right? And the accumulation and concentration of capital at the top. Because at the end of the game of Monopoly, one guy has everything. Right? You're basically competing with other landlords, other property owners. And it's a winner-take-all system. Which is funny because they did, like the Koch brothers or some other goofballs did like a socialist version of Monopoly recently. I don't know if it was the Koch brothers, but some company did a socialism monopoly where like the government comes and takes all your money. It's like, you dingbats, the original monopoly was a critique of capitalism, not socialism. But they just are stupid. I don't know what else to say. Shoot, I messed that up. I did not want to do that, actually. Oh well, we'll give it one more shot. What I wanted to do was try and put new armor on Titus. That'll make him not able to go berserk. Right, Orange shifting in. Moving him back here. That's that one. Yuna shifting in. Move her over here. Ouch. Not good. I would totally destroy Carlos and Noah in Monopoly, for the record, though. I know it's a game of luck, but I am the best at it. Shoot, this is not going to plan. I wish I could just quit this battle and restart. All right, let's see if I can finally land one of these. Y, B, X, A. Got it. Let's go with the new controller. That is what you call good reading comprehension skills in gaming. Gosh, again, I just really want to restart this because I know this is not going well for me. Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to die here. All right, I have a new strategy. Don't leave. We're going to beat this guy. I got to beat him before 5. I have 15 minutes to beat this guy before I got to end the stream. We're going to do it, though, folks. We're going to get it done today. I should be reading this book right now. Actually, that's not true. I've done enough reading today. But I'm excited to read this book, The Second Sickness. I've recommended it a million times. I know what it's about. I've read parts of it, sections of it, and cited it on different pieces of work, including my article about the capitalist healthcare system, but I've never actually read it start to finish, so I'm quite excited. Because capitalist healthcare is worth analyzing, especially here in the US, where we have such a capitalistic system. I mean, it's truly so bad. It's hard to, well, it's not hard to explain how bad our healthcare system is in the US. It's pretty simple how it works. Just everything's private in the US, including insurance. And in other countries, they at least provide. Oh yeah, I need a level 3 sphere to even do anything with Orin right now. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got distracted there. What was I even talking about? Oh, in other countries, they at least have a public insurance system, so they'll pay, your health care. Everybody's covered, and it's paid for by taxes. But in the U.S., that system's private, so we have a private insurance, which literally means there's a middleman between you and your health care, which has nothing to do with health care. That literally just robs you and inflates the price of what your healthcare should be. One sec. Actually, I got to do one more thing. So, the more of your healthcare system that you make public, the more you make it publicly owned, the better it works. The more socialistic it is, the better it works. And that's been proven in practice time and time again. Because as I explained in my scholarly article about capitalist healthcare, the profit motive is contradictory with producing healthcare in a way that's beneficial for the whole of the community. So, all right, we got to get some equipment here. I need something that protects from berserk. So how do I gotta customize one of these. Come on, I need a shield. Can I do it with this? No, I can't. There we go. What do I need? A Hypello potion? What the hell even is that? How do I get a Hypello potion? I don't know if I can do this without the Berserk Ward. Oh, this has one. Let me see here. Let's see if any of these guys have it. Nope. Okay, there we go. At least he's got one. So now Orin won't go berserk. That helps at least. We will not be improving healthcare till we take down capitalism. It's neither seeks nor allows such research to survive. Exactly. And it infects. I learned this studying healthcare administration. I didn't finish my grad degree because a bunch of BS went down with my job at the time. I was working for the college for free school. Not free because I was working for it, but either way, it got all messed up about halfway through the degree. But what I learned from studying the healthcare system for that many years at the graduate level is that the whole system is corrupt from top to bottom. And it's all to do with profit, right? It's all to do with the fact that everything's public. Everything's private. The ambulance companies are private. And even sometimes when you have like nonprofit hospitals, they're not really nonprofit. They have executives that are making enormous salaries, and that's all they care about is making salaries rather than doing healthcare in a way that's good for the public. But almost everything's private. The pharmaceuticals, the insurance that I mentioned earlier, the hospitals, the doctor's offices, the medical equipment, and they're all concerned with their profit motive above all else. So that's what infects the system from top to bottom. And the research is privately funded, right? The medical research. So not only can that skew the results, but that skews the kind of research that actually gets done. And something that my Marxist professor used to like to say is, think about how much money in capitalist societies is put into researching men's hair loss medication, right? Or men's hair regrowth medication like Bosley, as opposed to, putting that research into like cancer and curing cancer and things like that. So it's just when you put profit ahead of and consumerism ahead of public good, it ain't good. It is in fact bad, is the word I would use. All right, let's try this again. YB, X, A, right, A. Got it again. Let's go. Free school. Don't you have to beat the 200 people to get that? So, me and my buddy started getting active in our local PSL chapter. It's been sick. I met new Marxist Leninists, and we got to meet Claudia and Karina recently. Beyond base. That is beyond base. That's cool. I'm glad it's going well for you. I always love hearing about people's organizing efforts, obviously. So, love to hear it. I hope your chapter kicks ass and takes names. I saw someone critiquing the Karina and Claudia campaign the other day, saying that, the energy could be spent elsewhere. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like there's a lot of eyeballs on every bourgeois election. I feel like it is actually worth our time to run candidates because, like, you've got featured on Now This Politics, right? Like, they are getting the Marxist-Leninist message out on a lot of big platforms because they are running for president. So, or running for president. So, I don't know. I think it's worth it. I could see myself doing something similar at some point, running for office on a communist ticket to try and spread the message. So, thank you. How much money was put into people growing pills or pushing pills? An insane amount of money, an unbelievable amount of money was put into pushing pills on people and on doctors, right? Even convincing doctors to push opioids on their unsuspecting patients. Billions and billions of dollars spent by Purdue Pharma, the Sackler family, and all these various pharmaceutical companies to ensure that doctors push unnecessary medication on people and start, prescribing opioids for things like, minor pain and anxiety, which has led to the horrific crisis that we see before us today. Sadly. I got to cast haste again. I'm going to get this going again too. Eddie, have you ever checked that during the existence of the USSR, they won first place most of the Olympics they participated, but after they fell, never happened again and actually worsened their performance? I mean, how did their performance worsen after they fell? They got split up into a bunch of other countries, which actually, in terms of the individual sports, made them harder. Like wrestling got much, much harder after the fall of the Soviet Union, because now you had way more countries that people could wrestle for and enter the tournament. So you had all these before, you had all these wrestlers competing to be the Olympian for the Soviet Union. But afterwards, you have Tajikistan and Estonia and Latvia and all these different countries that are now entering the Olympics and entering their own wrestlers. And you have wrestlers like moving from Russia to other countries. But yeah, they were insane. They dominated the Olympics, at least in wrestling. Obviously, that's what I know about. They were out of control good. And, the US, everybody knows that in wrestling. Everybody knows that the Russians have this scientific, socialistic, communistic system of sports and preparing people for athletics. And it's better, or it's better in terms of results, anyways. Yeah. Oh, he missed me. What a loser. What a loser. I think we're going to be able to win now, folks. We'll see. I'm a little worried about this. What's about to happen, but we'll see. Speed everybody up. Oh, now I get to go again, huh? Let's just cure everybody. Hopefully we'll survive this next attack from the boss. We'll see. The access to means of training professionally. Also, most people had free access to become athletes. Yeah. That's another thing. In the US, it's like, unless you're like amazing, like insane, your parents basically have to pay for your training. And kids whose parents can afford that, and I remember this growing up in wrestling, kids whose parents can afford to send them around the world, like send them overseas to go train in Russia, they have a huge advantage over kids who can't afford to do that. Versus in the socialist system, if you show aptitude at a certain sport from a young age, they're going to give you training, right? And they're going to do that. They're going to support you and allow you to train all the way through until you're done, as high as you can go. If you can make the Olympics, they'll let you do it till you're 40 if you're still having success, and they'll take care of you. And then when you're done, they're Olympic athletes. They take care of them. In the US, absolutely not like that. Almost everyone I know pays for their own training. Almost everyone I know is working jobs to get by, and that gets in the way of their training and makes them tired. I know tons of former gold medal athletes for the United States who are now broke. It's just not the same. We just don't take care of our athletes here. It's terrible. It's capitalism, though. That's the system we have. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see what I should do here. I'm getting a new strategy. We'll see how the new strategy works. My new strategy is just revive. Vaush got caught up. He did. He certainly did. But is anyone surprised? I mean, with the stuff that he's been saying on his stream openly for the past few years, I can't believe I haven't talked about this yet. This is a perfect kind of thing to talk about on the gaming stream. Vaush having horse pornography. The horse stuff, whatever. Right? You are into cartoon horses. Cool. All right, but the pictures, the drawn pictures of underage girls, that is creepy. I don't give a shit if they're drawn. You should be asking yourself why you want to look at that stuff anyways. Why that would even be interesting to you. I do not understand it myself, but yeah, I don't know. It's creepy, and he always makes these arguments surrounding CP. And it's like, why? Why even bring that up? Why even bring that into the conversation if you can help it? But it's like, well, maybe he does actually think it's ethical to consume that kind of stuff. Which is just freaking wild, y'all. Just wild. And it's like Noah said when it happened, he's like, that makes me think maybe this guy is a Fed. Because like who on their own stream would pull up those folders of that stuff unless they were like, literally just trying to make the left look bad, which is what Vaush does. He calls himself a leftist, he calls himself a socialist, and then he acts like a disgusting, depraved degenerate while championing almost every U.S.-led regime change effort in the world and taking policy positions that are the same as a liberal. He calls himself a socialist and just disgraces the name of socialist with his disgusting behavior and his disgusting political positions, frankly. So if he's not a Fed, he's absolutely doing the work of Feds. You know what I mean? He's doing Fed work better than the Feds themselves could do it. Like the Feds themselves are probably watching Vaush pull up a picture of his horse pornography while calling himself a socialist, and they're like, "Oh, why didn't we think of this? We should have done this from the start. We should have, tricked everyone into thinking that leftists watch horse pornography. We're just, we thought it was too ridiculous. We had that idea, but we didn't think anyone would believe it, that anyone actually watches that." Vaush is an easy target for the right. He's done so much to disqualify himself. Yes. Not even surprised if Vaush would do anything like that. Me neither. Did you hear about Egypt creating a buffer zone in Sinai? They're afraid of the regional conflict. They support the empire. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like we want the Sinai to be open, though. Because that just gives the Israelis they're just going to try and push all the Palestinians into the desert then. I mean, there was a leaked document from Israeli intelligence earlier this year that literally said that's the plan. The plan is just to push the Palestinians into the Sinai. So if Egypt opens the Rafah crossing, and that's why you see Zionists all the time saying, Egypt doesn't care about Palestinians. If they cared about Palestinians, they would open their border to Palestinian refugees. Why do they hate Palestinian refugees? And it's, Egypt is a tool of empire, right? And they, are far from showing consistent solidarity with the Palestinians. But if they open the Rafah crossing, that's giving Israel the thumbs up to ethnic cleansing, to pushing everybody, all the Arab Palestinians out. So just so everyone's aware. Let's do this. Now let's do this. Why didn't I name Shiva something that has to do with communism? Whatever. Gromsky. Really showcasing that libertarian part of his ideology. No kidding. What is it with libertarians and children? No super chat? Is this the end? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't think you can do super chats on my gaming account. I think you can support us on Patreon. That's better anyways. Dang it. Okay, that was not worth my time. Is this the end of Gaza? I hope not. I hope not. I don't think it's the end. The Palestinian people are unbreakable, dude. Seriously. They have been through so much. Been through so much before, and they haven't been stopped yet. So, I have faith. I have faith that Palestine will be free, honestly. Honest to God, I do. Let's just do this. Uh-oh. Oh, what the heck? Oh, that was weird. The glyph mine blew up on the summoned rock. Love from the UK. Thank you. I pray not. Yeah, same. Have you heard about Giannis Varoufakis' new book? No. What did he write a new book on? I have not heard of that. That sounds interesting. I think he's an interesting person to listen to and hear from. Obviously, an intelligent guy, a guy with some a different ideology than us. Obviously, someone who will analyze China's economy and explain that China's not imperialist, but then will still say that they're authoritarian, and that's why he doesn't support them. Because he's a Democrat, or he'll say because I support democracy, and China's not a democracy, even though they are more democratic than all these other countries, blah, blah, blah. Either way, very smart guy. He's got an epic video explaining how China isn't imperialist to some lady at one of his events. Shout out to the kid. Oh, Yuna dodged that. Let's go. She dodged the shit out of that. Wait, so is Yuna gonna get hit if I attack right now? That kind of sucks. What if I... What if I do this? Haha. No, what if I do this? Oh, that was not enough. I should have used the elixir. It's time. I want to bring in Thomas Sankara. Yeah, whatever. We're going to do it. Thomas Sankara, we need your help. Straight out of the Burkina Faso. One of the greatest socialist leaders of all time. Thomas Sankara. All right, crush this guy, Thomas Sankara. Crush him with the strength of all the people of Burkina Faso. The entirety of the African working class. Boom, we got him. Thomas Sankara killed him. We did it, folks. We did it. He calls our economic system techno-feudalism. Yeah, that's silly. That's not what our economic system is. The dominant mode of labor is still wage labor. Selling your labor in the market to a capitalist. That's not feudalism. Democracy for these guys is just random elections. I remember playing this on PS2 20 plus years ago. Same. That's why I decided to play it for the gaming streams. I wanted to play it again. Ooh, cool. Thanks for being a Twitch subscriber, Vision. And here comes Sankara with the steel chair. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Oren is so leveled up, and I can't even use his sphere grid right now. What button do I press to get out of here? Not that one. That one. I'm reading Lasser's book on Stalin. Love to hear your thoughts on it. I love it. It's a fantastic book. I haven't finished it. I've read like a fourth of it. It's amazing, though. I don't have it. I just read it on PDF. That's why I haven't finished it. I got to get a paper copy because I struggle to finish books when they're on PDF. Oh, they're going to let us save. What nice guys. All right, y'all. I got to go hang out with my grandparents for Valentine's Day and my parents. It's been very fun gaming with you once again. I appreciate you all being here for the gaming stream. Let's save 100 times just in case we forgot. Yeah, we'll do more of these for sure whenever I have time. Now that I have this controller, it's easier because I can just sit back and relax. I don't have to be hunched over the computer at all times. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next one. If I can get over here. All right. Peace, everybody.